Hi, Abraham. One of the things I want is eternal youth.
How do you, and what causes that? What you're asking for is clarity and energy and eagerness and life force. And the way that comes is by identifying objects of attention and giving them enough of your attention that they get strong enough that they summon large quantities of energy through you. In other words, the key to that which you are seeking is having lots of things that you are giving your attention to that are summoning life through you.
Mm-hmm.
The more exposure, the more rockets of desire. The more rockets of desire, ask and it is given. And what is given? Life force and clarity and energy. So what shuts it down? Not wanting anything, or wanting things that you don't believe until they get so uncomfortable that you shut down the wanting. So the key that you are looking for, the deeper question is, what might I do to keep life force flowing through me? We say, keep wanting. So then you say, well, what might I do to keep wanting? We say, keep looking around. It will be born naturally out of the contrast. If you can understand that you will always be unfulfilled because you have no ending, and you're always going someplace else. In other words, there's always a next step, always a next step, always a next step. Ties in powerfully with your quest for eternal youth, doesn't it? Always something more. And so when you really, really get it, that this desire is a powerful and important thing, and so what if it isn't fulfilled? So what if it takes me a while to get used to it? The fact that it exists is the promise of life force.
But does that play a part in not having any decline in our bodies? Not experiencing a decline in our bodies?
Well, the only thing, you see, when life force is flowing through you, your body receives the benefit of that unless you have set up patterns of resistance so as the energy is flowing through, it doesn't flow through easily. Because it isn't slowing down, it isn't releasing desire that he is wanting, it's finding a way to release the resistance so that the desire that he holds can flow unresisted. And so we began yesterday by talking about there are only two things you need to know about you. Here you are, extensions of source energy. The source energy is coming to you at all times. And there are only two things you need to know about it. How much am I summoning, or how great is my desire? And of that which I am summoning, how much am I allowing to flow through? And so the key to eternal vitality, the key to living in this body, a long, healthy, do you know you could stay in this body indefinitely? If you would allow this physical environment to produce new desire, and you would allow that new desire that is flowing through you to flow unresisted, you could live 200, 300, 400. There would be no limit to your length of life. So your desire is what? Speak it here. Your rocket of desire is, let's say that you just got that piece of mailing in the mail that reminded you of your age bracket and of your limitations, and you're feeling it strongly and you don't like it, and the rocket of desire shoots up within you. What is that rocket of desire? What's it saying? I want
abundant energy and vitality, and I want a perfect body.
Right, I want to feel great in my body. I want to be alive and vital and youthful and eager. So there's your rocket of desire. But your habit of thought is nowhere near there. So now you're going to begin. So you begin reaching for statements that match this. Now, have you ever seen those merry-go-rounds in the playground that the kids play on, and they've got it going really fast and you want to get on it, but it's going too fast and you just get knocked off in the bushes? Well, if you reach for a belief that you don't believe, you just get knocked off in the bushes. In other words, you can feel when your statement gets you on, and you can feel when it doesn't. So now just begin making statements that somehow match the desire that you just spoke to us.
Well, I know there are some days when I feel that way.
Good. Now that one stuck, didn't it? Some days I do feel like that. Reach for another statement.
I have seen people who are far older than me who have
Ooh, really good one, isn't it?
retain their vitality.
Very good. That's a very good one. In other words, you really believe that, don't you? And that belief really matches what you're talking about here. I felt in my own experience that sometimes I'll get an idea that just carries energy through me. That I can feel that the way I feel is largely about whatever I'm giving my attention to.
Right.
I've given thoughts to things that have just knocked the life force right out of me, and I've given thoughts that just seem to draw life force right through me. I get it, that what I'm focused upon has a very large thing to do with how I am feeling. So as you're making these statements, now didn't that feel good? In other words, you're just reaching for statements. You're causing yourself to focus. You stayed there longer than 17 seconds, and now for that 17 seconds or longer, you were offering a vibration of belief that was in perfect vibrational harmony with your desire. The next logical step is now different for you than it was before. Now, one focus wheel might not be enough to, in other words, you can do 100 focus wheels. You can do 4 or 5 of them in a day. Every now and again, if Esther finds herself in a dilemma, she will do many focus wheels in a week about the same thing, be coming at it from lots of different angles until she feels things click into place. What we really want you to begin to be aware of is the way you're feeling. When you're doing a focus wheel, the dominant thing When you're doing a focus wheel, the dominant thing that you're reaching for is a feeling of relief, because the feeling of relief always means your vibration is raised. So it means the vibration of your belief has raised to match the vibration of your desire. And now you're in alignment again. You, your desire, your source energy, all one. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. There is great love here for you. We are complete. Do you know you could stay in this body indefinitely? If you would allow this physical environment to produce new desire, and you would allow that new desire that is flowing through you to flow unresisted, you could live 200, 300, 400. There would be no limit to your length of life.